Welcome to Buffone Arena, high above the ice for a matchup between the Grafton Gators and the Wachusett Mountaineers. I'm David Puopolo. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on this doubleheader. Remember, directly after this game, there will be the Grafton Lady Gators playing their senior night against Ashland Co-op, so stay tuned for that. We will have that right here live right after this game. But our attention is focused on this game at hand currently. It's Wachusett taking on the Gators, who were last year at Buffone Arena on Saturday, where they played North Middlesex and fell to them 6-2. We had that game for you live, and it was just a game where the first period went great. It was tied 1-1 after one, and you're thinking, hey, maybe they got a shot at this. And obviously, we know Grafton has not had the greatest season so far. They're currently sitting 1-11 after 12 games. This is their game number 13, and it just kind of fell apart after that second period. They let up a bunch of goals and couldn't really come back from it. But a few bright spots from that game. Sean Willer, number 3, named to the starting lineup for tonight's game. Look out for him, the 8th grader, the very first 8th grader in program history to score a goal for Grafton. So what a great moment for him to get on the board for Grafton against North Middlesex on Saturday. And then we also talked about it if you were there for the broadcast on Saturday. Tyler Legault, the sophomore, number 20, very small, but a great player, and it's shown because he has been rewarded with the assistant captaincy by Coach Binkowski. And we noticed it when he scored a goal against North Middlesex on Saturday, and wasn't sure what the story behind that was, but super happy for the guy. He's just a locker room presence, even as an underclassman, and he's been an incredible contributor to this team, both on and off the ice. He's always stays after to clean up the pucks, pick up the water bottles, and just do all those little chores that no one else seems to volunteer for. So a special congratulations to Tyler Legault. What a bright future the young sophomore has. And a shot comes in. It's tipped on net. Good save by Ben Clark there. Another alternate captain, the senior, though. And here's Ryan Chagnon coming in, and his shot goes high and wide. And the Mountaineers have it. But it's poked away by Petrie. Before coming right back to the Mountaineers, a backhander goes cross corner. And it comes out to the point. Quick shot gets blocked, and Zach McGrath is on it. Behind the net now. Toe drag attempt is prevented by, there he is, Tyler Legault. And it gets its way out of the zone, where the Mountaineers will get a change and forecheck. Rimmed around the corner for Kevin Branda, senior alternate captain for the Gators. Pass attempt to Petrie, it's just missed, and the Mountaineers gain it back. Near side corner, here we go. Petrie fighting for it. And it squeaks out right up against the benches there before coming all the way out. And Wachusett's forced to turn back and reset. Taking up the ice by Ethan Bennett before he dumps it in. Reversed. Back up to the point. Cross point. And a shot on. Just missed. There was traffic out front. Comes up to the top. Shot on. Big block there by Legault. Behind the net, comes out front. Legault scoops it out. And there's Branda, who gets it across to Corbin St. Hours, the junior. He'll chase after it. And Bennett collects for the Mountaineers and banks it up. Stays in. A bad line change for the Mountaineers. It's almost taken advantage of by the Gators, but they couldn't connect the pass. Pass comes out and deflects off the skate, was right out front. Chasing down is a potential 2-on-1 opportunity. Good poke check there by Henry Viennes. Wachusett still with it, though. In the corner now. Comes out front. Shot is fanned and goes wide, and it ball was out of the zone. Farrar racing after it. Can't get to it, though. And the Mountaineers re-enter the zone. Behind the net, in the corner, left wing circle. And it eventually makes its way out. A little bit of contact there, and Farrar's knocked down. Good move there by Wachusett. Coming in all the way, in on goal. Last move, and Ben Clark may have gotten a poke on that. Look at number 16 for Wachusett. That's Ryan Flaherty, the senior. A shot comes off the post. A couple of great opportunities so far for Wachusett. Flaherty, like I said, with the first one, dancing around the entire Grafton team, and then a shot rims off the post. For now we have a stoppage as the puck goes all the way up into the high netting. So a quick start to this one, and definitely the momentum favoring Wachusett, which is to be expected. Wachusett with a 9-1-1 record right now on the year. Currently sat 14th ranked in Division 1, which is a big discrepancy compared to Grafton's 49th ranked Division 3 standing. A shot comes in by Chagnon. He takes the hit to make the play, and the puck will be frozen. Tonight's goalie for the Mountaineers is Kevin Shaw, the junior, and this year he has 11 goals against in 6 games played. That's good for a 1.81 goals against average. So a pretty good outing thus far for the junior, number 1. See if the Gators can test him tonight. Not there, though, as the shot is blocked, and coming the other way in transition was the Mountaineers, but nothing doing there. And they'll reset. Bank Packs makes its way to Matthew Brousseau, who tries to glide it through for his teammate, but it's broken up, and Petrie gets it out for Chagnon now. And that should be icing, and it is. .921 remaining in this opening frame. Score still sits at 0-0. Ryan Chagnon comes in to take the faceoff for the Gators. And it's tied up before the Neers gain possession. Chagnon has his stick caught up in the Wachusett player's body. There's Jake Penniman. Good dump in there by the Gators. Before it's collected and sent out wide. Can't get out, though. There's Sean Willer, the goal scorer from Saturday night. Just an 8th grader, but he's already got his first varsity goal. And it comes out. Potential 2-on-1 here. Cross-ice pass is just ahead of the Wachusett forward. Asher Petrie gets a hold of it, and the Gators try to break it out. But it's kept in, and it's forced aside by Clark. And McGrath gets knocked over. There was a chance there in front of the net. Good save, though, by Clark, and it's sent all the way down for an icing. And earlier on in the year, the Gators and the Mountaineers played at North Star on the 3rd of January, and Grafton fell 7-1 in that bout. And it was just a difficult game for the Gators, who really struggling to score. And like I said, this Wachusett team is incredibly talented. Getting to see it on full display here, potentially. Sean Stelmack tries to break it out. Second attempt by St. Hours is prevented as well. Comes into the slot, and there's a goal. Wachusett has the first goal of the game, and just going to sneak through that 5-hole of Clark. It's Ethan Bennett, the junior, who gets on the board. And That's his third goal of the season, the defenseman. So there you go, the Mountaineers have their first goal of the game. See what the Gator response is as they dump it in. And Kevin Branda takes the puck away. Chasing after it is St. Hours. And there was dangerous play right there out front. Mountaineer defenseman almost lost the puck. Here are the Mountaineers in the Grafton zone. Centering pass gets to no one. And a shot is wide. Comes out for Branda, who can't get it out. And it's dumped back in for Viennes, who tries to reverse, but there's no one there. In the corner now. Comes up top. Good keep in there. But Viennes finally gets it out. And Branda takes it away. 2-on-1 here. Shot is on, and it's wide. Just barely. He had the passing option, but decided to go for the shot. And here come Wachusett in on goal. And it's another one for the Mountaineers. Off the transition, it's 2-0 already. And wow, what a quick transition it was. After a 2-on-1 odd man rush for the Gators on this end. It's going to be Cody Penniman, the senior captain, who goes down the other end and drives to the net, stays on his forehand the whole way and just stuffs it in. He was able to get around Clark for the second goal of this game. And there is Cody Penniman with yet another goal. Number 17, you said the captain, and his brother Jake is also on this team, also a senior but a defenseman. Good hit there is delivered by Grafton. Comes out front. Penniman has it. Trying to protect the puck, but he loses it. His teammate gets it back, though. Good cycle here. Comes out front. And that didn't make its way out. Good keep in for Laidlaw, who banks it up to the point. Shot comes in, and it's a block with the stick by Jack Viennes. Here comes Penniman again, weaving his way around the defense before finally getting stopped. And it comes out. Right back in by Laidlaw, though. Right wing circle. Hit by Viennes. That's Jack Viennes. His brother Henry also on the team, number 22. Wachusett maintaining possession. Shot is on. Good save by Clark. Still not out. And finally McGrath is able to get it out, but it's right back in the zone. Wachusett putting on a clinic right now. There's Penniman down low for his teammate. Open lane, shot, and it goes in. Another goal for the Mountaineers puts them up 3-0. And what a clinic this Mountaineers team is putting on in the offensive zone for maybe upwards of 3 minutes straight. Gators just getting suffocated. They cannot find a way to get it out of their zone or get it even a little bit of reprieve by trying to ice the puck. They just have not been able to get to the puck. Getting beat to those puck battles soundly. And just a matter of skill. Cody Penniman showing off. Shot comes in, tip attempt, and Clark freezes the puck. And that was all due to Cody Penniman. He got the assist on that play, weaving around the defenders and cuts back, and that creates space for his teammate down low. He had all the time in the world to come out front and pick his corner, and he did just that. Shot comes in again. It's wide left to the right of Clark. Back up to the point. Good poke check by Willer, who is having himself a pretty solid game so far. A good start at least, and definitely riding that momentum from his goal late in the game against North Middlesex. He's been given a bigger opportunity, a bigger chance getting a lot more minutes already in this game than we've seen normally. So a move there by Binkowski, and it seems to be paying off. He's already grown so much as a player, just skills-wise, in these last 2 games from what I've seen, and it's a great thing to see. We have a lot of underclassmen, a lot of young guys, and this is a season of development for all of them. Shot comes in with a lot of traffic. Doesn't get through, though. And it's dumped in by the Mountaineers for Stelmack, who gets it to his teammate, St. Hours, but he loses it. Comes out front on the backhand. Shot goes high. Down low now. St. Hours just shoveled it out for Branda. Good move there. Good toe drag. Coming in. He's got an option in the middle. Tries to get it out there, but it was smothered by the Wachusett defense. And here comes Wachusett once again. Good defense by Stelmack, though. Stay with the guy. Up top. Shot is on. Can't be covered by Clark. And Wachusett has options. Another shot in. Patted away by Clark. Still, Gators can't get it out. Stelmack once again collects and goes around his own net. Still in the zone. There's Brousseau. Shot comes on. Bobbled by Clark. He can't cover it up. And it finally comes out for Bennett, who scored the first goal for the Mountaineers. And here come the Mountaineers. Good defense by Viennes, and he was able to keep the puck and make a move around one defender before dumping it in. Smart play by the junior. And the Gators will get a change, much needed. But here come the Mountaineers once again on the attack. Gliding by one. Shot up high. Very sharp angle. Shouldered aside by Clark, and it goes up and out of play for a stoppage. 2:10 left to go in the first period. It's 3-0 Wachusett. All the action has been down here on this end. Ben Clark and his defense having absolutely no time to breathe. Comes out front once again. Shot attempt goes wide to the right of Clark. Good move and reverse. Comes up top for a shot by Bennett, and it's saved once again by Clark. Both teams will change, so we are now under 2 minutes remaining in this opening frame. Aiden Boyce steps in to take the draw for the Mountaineers up against Chagnon, and the Mountaineers will gain possession. Here's Boyce now with it in the corner, and he's cross-checked by McGrath, but no arm by the referees. Here comes Chagnon wheeling up the ice. He's got options, cuts back. Good body check by Boyce, though. Petrie dumps it in, cross corner. It's knocked down by Carlson, the sophomore. Good move to reverse around Donahue. And Petrie pinches, stays in. Well done there by Donahue to keep it in the zone. And the Gators are attempting to forecheck, but it comes out. Willer attacking the puck. And there goes Chagnon. He could have had a break. Shot is on. Just wide rebound opportunity right into the logo of Shaw. There was a chance for Branda. And here come the Mountaineers the other way. There's Boyce. Kind of just bobbled the puck a little bit. And there's Petrie. One last chance for the Gators. And a big hit on open ice on Chagnon. He gets laid out. 5 seconds to go. Chagnon slow to get up. And time expires on the first period. 15 minutes gone, and it's 3-0 Wachusett. Definitely keeping an eye on that hit by Chagnon. Clean hit, open ice hit. Definitely had him rattled. Hopefully he's good for the second period. And we will have that second period coming up for you in just a few moments after this brief intermission. Don't go anywhere. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Buffone Arena for a game between the Gators and the Wachusett Mountaineers. It's 3-0 after the first 15 minutes. Getting ready to bring you the middle frame. I'm David Puopolo. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on this doubleheader of hockey. Lots of action going down still. 5 periods left to go in this doubleheader. 2 more of the boys' game, and then, of course, a full regulation of the girls' game coming up at 6 p.m. directly after this one. We'll have it all for you live from the GHN YouTube channel. Please join with me for a wonderful night of hockey. And like I said, the Gators down 3-0 after 1, trying to find a spark against a very talented, very strong Wachusett Mountaineers team who have been absolutely running rampant on this Gators defense. They had most of the possession that entire period, and most of the time it was in the Gators' own zone, which is really the story there, how they were able to get 3 goals. Lots of shots on net. A very dangerous cycle and a very fast-paced cycle by this Mountaineers team to be able to just pass it around in the zone. And speak of the devil, it comes out after a missed pass, but it is majestic to watch when it goes well. And Chagnon gets knocked to the ice once again. He's been targeted physically after this first period. Good blocker stop by Clark from the point shot. Goes up and out of play. We'll have a face-off right in front of us right here in the near side boards. And like I said, Ryan Chagnon, who is out and out one of the most talented players on this Grafton roster with 10 goals on the season, has been targeted physically by this Mountaineers team. He had suffered a big open ice hit right at the end of that first period and was slow to get up a little bit, but great sign seeing him out here for the first shift of the game. And he looked like he was ready to go for that first shift, but now here comes the second line trying to create something. Centered by Tyler Legault, number 20, the assistant captain, newly appointed assistant captain for this Gators team. And it comes out. It's a race for the puck, and Wachusett wins that race. McGrath fights for it, and he'll poke it away. Out for St. Hours, and the puck flops over his stick and down for an icing. And like I said, this Wachusett team is incredibly talented, highlighted by none other than number 17, Senior Captain Cody Penniman, who has 100 points in his career. He achieved that milestone on January 3rd against Grafton, actually. He scored the second goal of the game there and was able to get to 100 points, which is an incredible feat for anyone and just a testament to his athletic ability in the sport of hockey. So a great milestone for him, and he's not done yet. He already has a goal tonight and a few assists. And he wins the faceoff there. So a cornerstone for this Wachusett team, really, that has been incredible this year. Like I said, 14th in Division I, and definitely looking to make a big playoff push last year. Last year they fell in the round of 32, and obviously we know how competitive Division I is. Here comes Branda, though, in all alone on the breakaway. Shot goes in! He scores! Kevin Branda rips one into the top right corner, and the Gators have life. And that's a big sigh of relief for the assistant captain, who hasn't scored in a little while, but he's got the ability. Look at that release. A beautiful shot from that left wing circle. And he pots one for the 6th goal of the season for the senior. Great shot, and it's 3-1 now. Still early in the second period. John Ryan takes a hit. Shot comes in, and it comes up and over. And there's Tyler Legault with the assist on the play, being able to break that puck out and spring Branda for the breakaway. Good awareness to catch that Wachusett defense off guard, and Branda uses his skating ability to create some space, and he'll make no mistake on that shot. Viennes has it, gets it up for Chagnon, and it just escapes his reach. Stelmack fighting for it right up against the boards here. Comes out for Chagnon, driving up the left wing side. Shot comes in, blockered away, and he gets knocked down once again. Taking a beating right now. The junior captain is. And you would think that sort of thing would garner a response. Hopefully he looks rattled. Hopefully his teammates might respond, protect one of their best players. That's the third time he's been knocked over already. Mountaineers not giving him any breathing room. Now bank pass for a potential breakaway comes away from the stick of the Wachusett player. Good poke check there by Stelmack, and the puck comes out of play. And that was Caden Lane with the shot attempt, who has a brother, younger brother Vaughn, sophomore. Both of them are playing for their dad, Matt Lane, so it's quite the family tree they've got going on here on this Wachusett roster. And they are enjoying their time together, having quite the season, all three of them are. And Vaughn is a sophomore, a little bit of a swing player, but he's got some minutes up on the varsity level. He scored a few goals. Big hit delivered by Zach McGrath, the 8th grader. And Legault wins it, comes out for Branda. Here we go, 2-on-1. There's Corbin St. Hours. Shot comes in, going for the 5-hole, and it's saved by, appears to be Reed LeBert. So Wachusett has made a goaltending change. The sophomore LeBert comes in place of Shaw. And there's an icing by the Gators. And Caden Lane, one of the senior captains on this Wachusett squad. He's got 6 goals and 7 assists on the year for 13 points coming into this one. Last year he was good for 14 points. So another talented player on this Wachusett team. Bouncing around in front, tied up by the stick of Chagnon though, and he denies a scoring opportunity for Wachusett. Asher Petrie goes into the corner. Shot comes out, and it just goes wide. Dionis gets his helmet knocked off, and whistle will stop play. And there's a couple other family connections on this Mountaineers squad, and I mentioned him earlier, Matthew Rizzo, the third and final senior captain for the Mountaineers team. He has a younger brother, number 14, Lucas Brousseau. Watch out for him. He's got 2 goals on the season. He's out there right now at the top of the dot there, left wing circle. Shot comes in. Almost squeaked through the 5-hole of Clark, but he shuts the door that time, and he'll freeze the puck. Good reactionary stop by the senior assistant captain. Chagnon tying him up. Comes out, and it's tipped on goal. And Wachusett will score. It's Zach Hoadley, the senior. And he puts the Mountaineers up 4-1. Mountaineers find a response to that Kevin Branda goal. And we're just under 5 minutes gone with this second period. Harry Clark steps in to take the draw for the Gators, younger brother of Ben Clark. Mountaineers in the zone. There's Penniman, back up top and down low. Sent out front. John Ryan trying to clear it, but he'll lose it. Kept in there. And Penniman has it. Dangling around a few Grafton players up at the point. Shot comes in. Big rebound. Driven away, and here comes Clark. He'll shovel it out and chase after it. And the puck comes up and out. We'll get a face-off. And it will be in the Mountaineers zone. Tyler Legault will step in to take the face-off. And he wins it back for Branda, but it comes out. Viennes banks it up and over. Dumped in by St. Hours, and Branda wins it back, sends it out front, back up top. Stelmack has a chance. Shot comes in before it's blocked, though, and here comes Wachusett in the transition. Odd man rush, 3-on-2, potentially in on goal. Tied up by the stick of Stelmack, a good stick lift to prevent the opportunity. Floater comes in, and it's high. Stelmack gets it out for Branda. Chases after it and wins it once again. Here comes Branda. Good move there on the backhand. Comes down for Legault. And he gets absolutely smashed after the play. And I'm not sure, that may have been Corbin St. Hours, actually. So excuse me for that. And he needs to be helped off the ice after taking a big hit, and that will result in a penalty. I mean, just a really late hit by Ryan Flaherty, the senior, and he'll pay for it. So the Gators will head to the power play now. St. Hours knocked the puck down with his glove and tried to get a shot on net, but it came into the lap of the goaltender, LeBert, and there wasn't really, it was a little bit of a late whistle, which led to St. Hours getting trucked, but a late hit results in a penalty. But Wachusett has it with an opportunity, shorthanded, coming in, and good poke check by Clark, who was very out of position for that one, but a good save nonetheless. And there's Matt Brousseau trying to kill some clock. He's got his stick tied up in underneath the arm of Petrie. Cross-ice pass to Dionis. Bounces up on his stick, excuse me, and the Gators are forced to reset. Brousseau loses his stick. Comes out top, and a slap shot in by Asher Petrie is wide. Down low for Branda. Chagnon trying to win it back, but to no avail, and the Mountaineers send it all the way down to kill some clock. Halfway done with this Gators power play. Petrie reverses for Chagnon, who has a good move to get by his defender. Little bit of a back pass for McGrath is tipped up and out of play. We'll do it all over again in the Mountaineers zone. And there goes Brousseau to get his stick back from the referee. And Brousseau is just a towering hulk of a man, well over 6 feet. Not sure exactly how tall, but very tall. Number 24, the senior captain for the Mountaineers. Petrie has it back for the Gators. Sends it cross ice for Donahue before he loses it. An opportunity now in on goal. Bouncing puck, and McGrath gets to it first. Good back check by the defenseman. Comes up top to the point. Shot comes in, and it's sticked away by Clark. Legault gets it out. And there's a delayed offside there. Donahue gets tripped up after the whistle, but doesn't really matter. Gators struggling to create many chances offensively with this power play. And this is a team that has really struggled the entire season, really, with their power play and their special teams in general. Their power play just clicking at around 15% or so, which is definitely not to be desired. Ideally, you want to have it up over 20% if you can get it, but it just hasn't gone their way. And that power play will expire. Nothing doing for the Gators. There's Farrar, and he gets hit hard into the boards. Immediate penalty by the referee, and there was a flying elbow there right on the numbers, and Farrar is down. And there's number 2 for the Mountaineers who will head off the ice. That's Colby Mills for a dangerous check on Farrar, the freshman, and he's hurt. Here comes Coach Binkowski to assess his player. But, I mean, you could hear him shouting from the bench to the refs, dangerous, dangerous. They should be a major. And I honestly would be inclined to agree with him. There's definitely something there, a case to be made for a major penalty. Just a dangerous hit. Back was turned, and the arm came out with a obvious elbow right into the numbers of Farrar. So the refs are conversing right now. We'll see what the call is in just a moment. 6:26 remaining in the second period. Gators will have a power play. The question is, will it be for 5 minutes or 2 minutes? And it's noteworthy to mention this Wachusett team comprised of a lot of seniors. Their forward core is almost entirely seniors with just a few underclassmen, 2 underclassmen and 1 junior. So complete forward overhaul to come next year, and you would like to think maybe this Wachusett team is looking at this year specifically to make a deep run in the playoffs. And like I said, they've had a great season thus far. But after this year, it's going to be a complete reset for this team, especially, like I said, on the forward side of things. All of their top scorers, seniors. All of their top forwards, seniors. Defensive group, not as much, but they've still got a lot of upperclassmen, a lot of veterans, and it appears that Mills is heading off the ice, so this penalty might just be 5 minutes and an ejection. And number 24, Wachusett, is headed off to serve that penalty, but Mills is done for the night, and deservedly so. That was a reckless challenge on Farrar and just not necessary at all. Totally dangerous, and glad to see him gone from the game. It'll be a 5-minute major, and the Gators with a chance to put a couple on the board here, and like I said, practice that power play that has been struggling throughout the year, but not a good start now as it's sent all the way down by the Wachusett player. Collected. So it's a 5-minute major for hitting from behind and a subsequent game misconduct for Mills. The right decision by the referee. Cross-ice pass. Comes out front. Big rebound. Can't be put home. There was Anthony Dionis on the doorstep. McGrath pinching in the corner. He does well there. He gets it deep once again, and the Mountaineers have it, trying to get it out, and it does. Brando resets for the Gators. Long pass up for McGrath is broken up. Dancing in on the zone was number 6, Colin Carlson. Nothing there though. Shagnon with a near side shot, sharp angle. Can't get it on net. There's Asher Petrie, comes in, and it squeaks through for a goal. It's a power play goal, and Asher Petrie has his first of the year. The senior captain, Petrie, 5 assists on the year, and finally he gets one in the back of the net. I'm sure he's incredibly relieved, and it's a shot from the point. It just had eyes, squeaks through the legs of LeBert, and now it's 4-2. Gators still have 3.5 minutes on this power play. Here comes Cody Penniman, though. We know how quick and shifty he is. Takes it all the way around the zone. Shot comes in, glove down by Clark, and Shagnon collects. Banks it off to himself in the zone now. Tries to get it across. There was no one there, though. Sean Willer was trailing. Couldn't get there in time. Stays in the zone. Legault fighting for it. Up against the boards. Legault has it. Opportunity now. Big rebound. Comes out. Legault had a chance. Put it on net. A rebound ensued, but chance came to nothing. And now the Gators once again trying to reset. Bad stretch pass by Legault. Ends up in the hands of Wachusett. Forward pass is cut off, and Viennes pokes it into the corner before taking a big hit. There goes Shagnon, wheeling up. Tries to dump it in, but it's broken up. Good move. Centering attempt to Penniman is broken up and just flops over his stick. Viennes has it behind his net. Looking for options. Stick lifted though, but he recovers. Good work there by Viennes. And Legault tries to get it out for Donahue, but the pass is just out of reach and it goes down for an icing. .304 left to go in the second period. 4-2 Mountaineers. Gators hanging in there against a team that has had just one loss on the year, and earlier in the year beat up the Gators 7-1. Dumped in, and Moorclock will be killed by Wachusett, and Petrie's taken down. Here comes Shagnon. Dionis fighting for it at neutral ice. Petrie in his own zone. Reverses for Shagnon. Gators just stuck. Can't get anything through the neutral zone. They've been trapped by this Wachusett defense. Shagnon takes a slash. And Shagnon will head off for a penalty. And that will nullify the remaining 45 seconds of this one. So Shagnon's headed off to the ice, or off to the box, excuse me, and just seemed like a flash of frustration there by the junior captain. And also maybe a combination of just he wasn't aware of the Wachusett player directly in front of him. He kind of just swiped down on him. And the Mountaineer player falls to the ice, and that'll be a penalty. And Chagnon is headed off the ice. I'm not sure if he's something's wrong with his equipment or if that was also a major penalty. Kind of a confusing sequence of events going on right now. We're going to be playing 4-on-4, but I'm not sure why Chagnon went down the tunnel instead of going to the penalty box. And there hasn't been anything put up on the scoreboard yet, so I'm a little bit confused. And there goes Harry Clark to serve a penalty. So this might have been a major, and I'm not really sure how, unless I missed something. But that shot by Chagnon at the point seemed to be relatively harmless. And like I said, it was a moment of frustration, but it wasn't egregious, and it was definitely not even close to being comparable to the hit on Trevor Farrar. So I'm not sure how this can be a major penalty. And if it is, that's a devastating loss for the Gators, who already being down 2 may have just lost their best goal scorer in Ryan Chagnon. And like I said, a leader, as he is the captain. So in a moment, we'll see what they put up on the scoreboard, but it is 5 minutes. It's going to be a major, and I'm not sure what I missed, but that does not seem like a major penalty. Shot comes in, and it's a goal immediately right off the face-off. And it's Caden Lane, the senior captain, who gets Wachusett's 5th goal, and it's just that 5-hole for Ben Clark that's just been haunting him. Just hasn't been able to get down in time, and it's those quick plays off the draw. We've seen it more than a few times this season. So now it's 5-2, and big opportunity there. Centering pass was broken up. Comes out front to the slot. Deflected away from goal. So 4-on-4, a lot of open ice here. Dumped in by Wachusett, and the penalty, apparently it was an icing actually, and the penalty is set to expire in 2 seconds. So the Gators will be on the PK for 4 minutes and 17 seconds, and it's going to be a difficult penalty to kill if they can kill it off, but they have been working that power play, that penalty kill, and the breakout. Those are the 3 things that I've heard from, repeated by multiple Grafton Gators players as of late, about focuses in practice. So let's see if the Gators can put that practice into play and put it on display. Here comes Penniman in the zone, weaving around the net, and sent out top. Back for Penniman, who gets it to the right wing circle. Shot is on, and it's a goal. Travis Laidlaw has one for the Mountaineers, and it's 6-2. Just under 1 minute left to go in this second period. So the Gators facing a 4-goal deficit. Big hit on Sean Stelmack there. Here come the Mountaineers looking for more on this power play. Back up at the point for Bennett. Gets to the left wing circle. Back for Bennett. One-timer shot comes in. Deflected high. Comes out for the point again. Bennett again. Takes a shot, and it misses the net. One back by Viennes, and he'll get it all the way out. "15 seconds to go in this period. Cross-ice pass. Around the net. Back up top, 3 to go. Maybe one more shot comes in, and that'll do it for period number 2. An eventful period to say the least, but did not go the Gators' way. 6-2 is the score after 30 minutes of play here from Buffone Arena. And the story has just been a little bit of back and forth this period, but 2 major penalties, one from both sides. And like I said, one was questionable, one was a definite major penalty. And that's where things stand after 30 minutes. Still 2 minutes and 51 seconds left to kill for the Gators going into the third period. It's 6-2 here from Buffone Arena. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the third period coming up for you live. It's time for the third period of play here from Buffone Arena. It's the Grafton Gators taking on the Wachusett Mountaineers, and up to this point, it's been an eventful game, like I said, very colorful with lots of penalties, especially in that second period. Both teams having ejections. It started with Wachusett, an egregious boarding call and a hit from behind by Colby Mills, the freshman, on Trevor Farr. Hopefully he's okay to start this third period. So he was sent off the ice, and he's done for the night. And then later on, Ryan Shagnon, the junior captain, was assessed a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for high sticking at the blue line, which I'm not sure how that's possible, because his stick wasn't anywhere near the play. It was more of like a hit downwards sort of thing on his back, so you could see a penalty for interference or boarding even, but it should have been a minor penalty, and a save there by Ben Clark. Definitely a minor penalty, not a major, and definitely not a high stick. I mean, referees, take your pick. It is not a high sticking. So very confused, and that's a big loss for the Gators. Harry Clark currently serving that penalty for the Gators, and they've got 2 minutes and 36 seconds to kill. They've already been scored on once on this power play by the Mountaineers. They're looking for more. It's 6-2. Up at the point for the Mountaineers. Cross-ice pass. And it comes out to the slot where Branda gets an easy clear down the ice. And it's sent all the way down for an icing by Wachusett. Couldn't get to the red line before dumping it in, and it'll come all the way down for a face-off in the Wachusett zone. Now, of course, this penalty, like I said, very confusing to me at worst and just a bad call, very confusing at best and just a bad call at worst, but obviously you have to think about game management. It's a 4-goal game right now, and just you could argue that that's what the refs are going for, but yes, it was scrappy. It has been physical, but it hasn't been particularly violent or dangerous. So I don't know what the goal is to send off Ryan Shagnon and eject him from the game plays into game management. I just don't think it's necessary. There goes Tyler Legault fighting for the puck on the forecheck. And here comes Wachusett in the zone. McGrath is all over him, and he backhands it around. Up at the point now. And cleared all the way down by the Gators. Good start to this period. And it's covered up by number 30, Trevor Sadie, the senior. So another goaltending change for the Mountaineers. The 3 goalies for this Wachusett team have split their time across 3 periods. So period number 3 belongs to Trevor Sadie, the senior. And this year, he's got 2 games played. Last year, 5 games played, 11 goals against, and a 2.25 goals against average. So he's been a part of the program for all 4 years, and he gets rewarded with 15 minutes of time here in this third period at Buffone Arena. Here come the Mountaineers. There's Cody Penniman wheeling up the ice behind the net. Centering attempt is blocked away by Viennes, and Penniman with it now. He still has it up at the slot, takes a shot on, and it's saved, and he gets knocked down by Dionis. Here comes Dionis on the transition. Odd man rush, 2-on-1. Tries to get it across to Donahue. And a good stick there by Colin Carlson. Players falling to the ice. Here comes Jake Penniman. And a big play in the boards. People falling down. Dionis fell into the corner pretty hard there, but he was quick to his feet, so good to see that. But he comes to the bench a little bit rattled. 23 seconds to go on this penalty kill for the Gators, and the net came off its moorings for a moment there, so play was forced to be stopped. Matt Brousseau steps in to take the draw for Wachusett. And it comes out of the zone. Time dwindling now for this Mountaineers power play. Cross-ice pass. Bounces out for Brousseau, who makes a move. Switches to his forehand, gets it across to an open man. And here comes Kerry Clark just out of the box after serving Shagnon's penalty, and he gets drilled into the boards. And there's a delayed penalty. And Harry Clark is going to head right back to the penalty box. This time it's his penalty that he's going to serve. And it is for, I think that was a slash, but I'm not sure. The referee's signal was hard to see as his back was turned to me, but we'll get the call from the PA in a few moments. And now the Gators, after killing off that remaining 3 minutes of the major penalty to Chagnon, are headed back to the penalty kill for another 2 minutes after a penalty by Clark. And Wachusett wins the faceoff. Gets it back up to the point for Penniman. Penniman tries a one-touch pass, just misses. And Legault is able to dump it out. Penniman resets for the Mountaineers. Gets it up to Flaherty. And their zone entry attempt is prevented. And it's sent all the way down. Penniman tries to get the puck, and he just skates right over it. McGrath was forechecking. And here come the Mountaineers in on goal. Shot comes in, and it's another one for Wachusett, who go up 7-2. And it's Travis Laidlaw. He gets his second of the night. And Gators failing to kill off yet another penalty. Still not sure what the penalty call was in the first place. It was a cross-checking call, says the PA. So it was behind the play, and big reverse hit on John Ryan. Stelmack goes into it. Comes out to the point. Wachusett shot on, goes over the net and over the outreach glove of Clark. Sticked away by Clark. And Willer sends it into the corner. Viennes with it, protecting the puck, doing well at that. And he reverses, buys himself some time and space. Sends it up the near side for Ryan, who can't get his stick on it, but it does come all the way down. No icing. Doesn't come out. Good keep by Stelmack. There's Jack Viennes. Gets it to Ryan, but he can't settle down on his stick. And it's sent deep again by Stelmack for Viennes, who's being held a little bit there. Cross-ice pass. And Wachusett will get a line change. Sent deep by Wachusett defenseman. Bounces out front. In the feet of Viennes, and now it's in the corner. Comes out to the slot. Turnaround shot attempt by Lane. He couldn't get to it. Still stuck inside the Gators zone, though. Big spin around pass there. Almost worked out. Sent down into the corner. Vienne's fighting for it. Wachusett still with it. Back up at the point. Shot comes in. Doesn't get through, though. Good hit there by Branda. And finally it comes out. Ryan chases after it. And he wins it, sends it out front. No one there, though. And it's dumped in by Petrie. Almost halfway gone with this third period. Here comes Wachusett once again. Shot attempt is poked away, and here comes Dionis. Has options, gets a shot on. Blockered away by Stady. And play stop for an icing. We'll bring it down here to the near side for a face-off in the Mountaineers zone. Tyler Legault goes up against Matthew Brousseau. You can see the size difference between perhaps the biggest player on Wachusett and the smallest player on Grafton. Brousseau comes out with it and gets it up to his teammate in the corner now on the right wing side. Brousseau fighting for it. Up against Legault once again. The two coming together, and Legault wins that puck battle. Gets it all the way down, and an icing will result. So the Gators have given up 7 goals in this game, and this is a team that has struggled to keep the puck out of their own net all season long. They've given up 84 goals, and counting tonight, it's 91, and a shot comes in from the slot. That one doesn't go. Big puck battle up against the boards near the point. Comes out for the slot, shot comes in, and it's a goal for Matthew Brousseau. And like I said, there's 8 goals against in this game. Make it 92 on the year for the Gators in total, and that's just been the story. Is they've already surpassed their goals against from last year, and we're just about halfway into the season. So just a huge difference between the two teams from this year from last year over to this year, and just they lost a bunch of good players, and like I said, it's a bit of a retool year for the Gators. Shot comes out front, and it's another goal. This time it's Caden Lane, and Wachusett really starting to run away with it here. 9-2. Apologies, that was actually Cody Penniman, who is just racking up the goals this season. I believe that's his 15th on the year. Puck comes out front. Backhander attempt is wide. Puck is dumped deep for Viennes, who reverses. No options there, though. Stelmack loses the puck. Comes out front, dangerous area. Clark delivers a hit, and the Gators win it back. Donahue tries to make a move. It's dumped in by Clark. Stopped up by Stady. And Tucker Watkins now for Wachusett breaks it out. Big hit on Donahue. And there's a delayed offside there. So Gators had to touch up. And here come Wachusett. Glove save by Clark. Comes out for Ryan, who dumps it in. Jack Viens tries to deliver a hit. Petrie takes care of it. And the Mountaineers retain possession. Bank pass is missed, and it comes into the Gators zone. And now it gets sent up and out of play near the left wing circle. And the clock is running continuously for the remainder of this game, so just about 4 minutes left to go. And there will be a goaltending switch, as we've seen a lot lately. Seamus McDonough is headed in for the Gators to defend the net. Shot comes in and he makes a save, just his 6th of the year on 7 total shots. Driving to the slot. Good defense there, though. And Willer gets it deep. Sent all the way down. This one should be icing. And it is. So this will be Seamus McDonough's 4th game of the season in relief for Clark. 1 goal against, an .833 save percentage, and a 2.665 goals against average. And granted, it's a small sample size, but he's an 8th grader and just getting as many reps in as he can. Every second will help, especially against a team as good as Wachusett, as fast as Wachusett. Comes around for Ryan. And Petrie has it. Gets it up for Jack Viens, who fights for it and loses out. But McGrath wins it back. And he'll take it up the ice himself and dump it in. Rimmed around the stanchion. And it comes all the way out once again. Gators were changing. There's Drew Numela. Expect to see Arthur Tassinari in a few moments. Shot comes in. McDonough makes a save. And there was no whistle, so we'll keep playing. Bit of a weird sequence there. Under 2 minutes remaining in this game. Stick save there by McDonough. He's made a flurry of good stops in his time here in relief for Clark. And these are the times where the Gators' bottom 6. Oh, here is Tassinari. Potential breakaway for a moment there. And approaching the 1 minute mark to go in regulation. And there will be a penalty coming up to Numela for a trip. Won't really mean anything, but the Gators are headed to the PK. And I want to go back to that opportunity. We're talking about how Tassinari may have made his way onto the ice, and before you knew it, he was right there in front of us and with a potential breakaway opportunity. And he just couldn't get a hold of that puck. Of course, Arthur Tassinari, my good friend, just picked up hockey this year, and it's been amazing to see the expansion. Excuse me. And there's a goal by Wachusett. And they've got their 10th, so they put up double digits here on the Gators tonight, and just an absolute rout. And that will do it for the game as the clock ticks down. So your final score from Buffone Arena, 10-2 in favor of Wachusett. Like I said, I just want to go back to Arthur Tassinari, who just picked up hockey this year, and the exponential growth in his skill has been astonishing to see. And obviously, he's still got a lot of work to do. Still does not play very often, but every single second he gets is totally outright deserved by the junior, who just is enjoying himself out there, purely. So as they go through the handshake line, I do want to remind you, of course, do not go anywhere. There will be another game coming up. Like I said, this is a doubleheader tonight. Puck drop at 6 o'clock for the Grafton Lady Gators as they take on Ashland. Can't wait to bring that one to you live from Buffone Arena. It's senior night as we will celebrate the lone senior captain, Alice Peck, for Grafton. Do not go anywhere. We'll have that coming up for you in a few moments. But for now, your final score for the boys team, 10-2. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm David Puopolo. We'll be back in just a flash.